Holy motherfucking shit, man. That was fucking Becoming right there with In the Name of God. Dude, let's call this motherfucker up right the fuck now and see what the fuck is going on in his world, man. Hello, Jason.
Hello.
Jason, what's going on, dude?
Zach, how are you, man? Happy Friday, brother.
Happy Friday, brother. Man, we just got done blasting your track In the Name of God, man. It was that solo, dude. Those riffs, man.
Yeah, dude. I was like, when I hear it, I'm like, wow, did I actually do that part? Oh, cool. And when I hear the really killer guitar solo when it does the switch, that's my boy Amir Fuladgar. He's been with me for a long time, and that dude, he can play, dude. That guy, you know, I could play guitar, but like that dude could play guitar. He's like what I call a natural talent. So yeah, he slayed all those solos, man.
Sounds awesome, man. Sounds awesome. So I know a lot's been going on in your world since the last time we talked, man. Tell us about it.
Oh, where should we start? So while we're on the topic of the song In the Name of God, you know, as interesting as, you know, people, they love it, right? People love it. But there's a certain group of folks that are fucking super offended and like, I mean, I've been getting like some crazy messages from some zealots, dude. Like this one lady, she's like, your music is leading people away from God and it's only through Jesus you're saved. I was like, whoa, calm the fuck down, right? You know? And then just last week, some dude, he's like, I will not support this band because they're promoting pantheism. I was like, what the fuck is pantheism? All these different belief in all kinds of gods, multiple gods. I was like, bro. And then, you know, some dude's like, when did it become okay to say fuck in a Christian song? I was like, dude, one more very important thing is we're not a Christian band. And the song In the Name of God is more like, you know, say a prayer for all of us, for the human, to whichever God you want to pray to, right? The world is in fucking shambles. It's crazy out there. Life's fucked up, and you got to find the silver lining. But, you know, the whole concept behind the song is like, you know, I don't care which God you pray to. We respect everybody's freedom to, you know, choose and worship as they please. For me, I believe, you know, we're all connected to the cosmic consciousness, and that spirit or that consciousness we have is you know, the universe experiencing itself through you, you know, your connection to God or the universe, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was like, dude, I was kind of like, some people were really offended, and I was just like, damn. So I was like, well, how about this song? You know, maybe you'll like this one better. And I sent him Wish, you know. So it's like, you know, wish a motherfucker would have a good life, you know. Whew. But yeah, man, I'm stoked to be on the show with you tonight, Zach. Man, what have you been up to, dude?
Oh, man, fucking work, dude.
Yeah, like the rest of us, huh?
Working myself to death, man. I was just thinking, though, In the Name of God, doesn't Slayer have a song called that?
They do have a song called In the Name of God, you know?
Yeah.
They have a song In the Name of God. Just cool. And then I had totally forgotten about it when I named that song. But, you know, I was kind of on this, like, you know, thought processing. I mean, you know, In the Name of God is like, I mean, there's so many places where it appears, right? It's
yeah. I was wondering, you know, did they get the same? Do they get the same kind of messages and hate mail about it? You know, like.
Oh, dude, well, it was they kind of specialize in this department, I would say. Like, you know, think about the song Disciple, you know? It's just like, or the one song where he's like, I keep my Bible in a pool of blood so that none of its lies can affect me. I was like, whoa, that's heavy. But, you know, it's like mind control from the books of man, right? So if you want to get all biblical about it, you know, like, it's like I actually did a little stint in the church band for a couple years, just, you know, feeding my music habit when the kids were small, and I got fired subsequently for playing too much double bass on the drums and bringing my Metal Zone guitar pedal to rip the solos over God of Wonders. But that was a whole different, you know, time where I was just kind of checking out religion and seeing what's going on behind the scenes, and I just become a dad and whatever. And, it's like, to me, it's, there's so much politics, and it's like there's so many people who are just like, they don't think about God or the universe until they need something. Like Forbidden had a line in one of their songs. It's like, worshipped on Sunday, forgotten all week, So in any case, it's a huge topic. But yeah, I think for me, no, we're not a Christian band. No, we're not insulting any gods. We respect all gods. Worship how you please. But, for me, it's like, we all need a little prayer for the human.
Well, speaking of Slayer, and of course we just played an old track from Anthrax. We played a new track from Exodus earlier, and those bands, there's some people from them that are in your reaction video that you put out. Can you tell us about that, man?
So we were commemorating the 1-year anniversary of the release of the album In the Name of God, and I was like, do something special and see what what I could come up with. So I had Gary Holt from Slayer and Exodus. I had Charlie Benante from Anthrax. I had Eric Peterson from Testament, and then Matt Heafy from Trivium, and then I had Max Cavalera from Soulfly Sepultura and his many other bands, and I had the bass player from Five Finger Death Punch. All they checked out the song. I threw together the reaction video, and they were all stoked. So that worked out really well for us. That thing's got well over 100,000, like almost 150,000 plays on Facebook.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it was cool because I looked up to a lot of those guys. Growing up, I was kind of raised on their stuff, and so it was cool because glad they didn't say, man, this shit sucks, but they were just like, dude, that shit's tight, and I love how Eric Peterson in the reaction video, he's all, dude, I love the lyrics, Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, dude, because I literally said that, Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, the man in the sky, all collecting your money, right? It's just like there's ignorance in piety. Piety is the belief too strongly about okay, this is anyway.
So how did you line that up? Like, what did you do? Did you just did you message them on Facebook and say, hey, did you send them a CD, or like, what'd you do?
No, I straight up went over to Cameo, dude. They're all on there doing their thing. I was like, yo, dude, let's do it. Here you go, boom, 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 and they got back to me hella quick. So I was stoked about that. Yeah, it was cool, man. It's amazing, like the industry's changed these days. I mean, compared to when we were growing up, it's like you can access just about anybody nowadays, and
crazy,
money talks and bullshit walks.
It's so hell yeah, dude, that is crazy, man. It's funny, dude. When I sent out the promo for that. And of course, I had all those bands, in the title of it. So many, it's amazing how many people were asking me. They wanted to interview like Gary Holt and Eric Peterson and shit. And I'm like, did you read the fucking thing? It's funny.
The funniest thing was you set me up. One of these guys, the Jiggy Jaguar show. He has a little podcast, and he called me up, and I remember I get on the interview with him, and he's getting ready to play the song, and he's like, "Man, tell me about this. How did you get Gary Holt, Charlie Benante, and the guy from Testament all to play on that song?"
Yeah, I thought they played on it.
No, you must not have read the press release on that. They just reacting. They watched the video. They gave their opinion on what they thought of Becoming, and In the Name of God, and fucking thumbs up. Like, I don't really care what any critics say after that. It's just like, you got there's a lot of critics, and people want to do reviews, and everybody trying to sell you advertising space and shit like that. These days it's like everybody's got an angle, and I have a love-hate relationship with critics, and people who do reviews, because it's like, you're not going to send my CD. I mean, sometimes your CD will end up with someone who doesn't really like that music. If like you send my Becoming album to somebody who's into like Nickelback, they're going to be scared. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I was like, these guys, what's their opinion? These are the people I looked up to growing up and stuff, and things like that. So I was like, good enough for me. But thankfully, we've had all good reviews. I mean, maybe we got dinged on the production once or twice, but then I'm like, well, what speakers are you listening to it on? And is it on the CD? Or are you listening to, you know what I'm saying? Like, where are you listening to it? On your computer speakers in your car, or whatever? Here, let me send you a CD so you can, take that shit back, that you said about the production,
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I did record the album at my house, and we did everything ourselves, mixed and mastered. I did all the production and engineering, and then shipped off the tracks to Christopher Zeus Harris, who, he did Hatebreed, Queensryche, Shadows Fall, Demon Hunter, all the new Rob Zombie stuff, and so he did our last album, Sonic Revelations, back in like 2009. And then, I was fortunate enough to maintain that relationship over the years, and, I had him do this one. So that was awesome. But yeah, dude, it's all about networking and respecting your relationships with people, right? It's like if you treat people good and you do what you say you're gonna do and that sort of thing, people they remember that shit.
It's just it really is funny though, like when you see it firsthand, like how powerful the title of something is, or the headline, because so many people do not actually click anything. So many people just read like the very first few letters, and that's all they need right there.
Reply, Zach, put them on my show. Speaking, as far as two things, headlines, and then I'll come back to to the magical thing that MDPR is. I'll come back to that. But the headline we used for when we released the new video for our song Wish, right? It just said, because the context of the song is like about wishing anyone and everyone good, right? Because usually when you hear, I wish a motherfucker would, it's like, oh, I'm wishing somebody something bad, right? Mm-hmm. So the subject line, becoming wish a motherfucker would, ... do you, right? People that kind of like fucked with people's heads. Are like, what is this all about? So that got a lot of attention. And then when you hear the song, it's just like, how could you not love John Travolta dancing and fucking Richard Branson flying his spaceship and shit to, that badass song that is Wish.
Hell yeah, man.
So anyway, back to the magical thing that MDPR is and the stuff that you do. I can only imagine, like, you're dealing with so many bands and so many people, and you're kind of like this hub, and you make shit happen, right? So people come correct, they send you their stuff, and you go out and you actually get them some action, because it's hard, dude. Like, you can get on the internet and try to call Slayer and whatever like that, and try and network, but it's like somebody that has a network and you're plugged in and people respect your work, and they so anyway, I'm just saying, if you haven't used MDPR and you're a band, you should, first and foremost. And secondly, don't waste Zach's fucking time. Come together with your shit together, and don't give this guy a hard time. Zach is providing an amazing service. He does a fucking killer job. So make sure you write your press releases. Make sure everything's spell checked and the links ain't broken. I sent Zach some broken links once. It was totally my fault. But anyway, accidents happen. But yeah, I highly recommend it. So thank you, Zach, for all you do for becoming and for just being a cool ass real motherfucker, all this time. So yeah, kudos and shout outs and man hug virtually. What up?
Thank you, man. Thank you, dude. Like, yeah, man, I'm humbled to hear that, man, for real. I don't know, I'm just a fucking head like the rest of everybody, I love the tunes, I love the scene, I love the community of it. I'm a musician too, I've always just enjoyed finding a way to be a part of it, and this is my little contribution to the metal world, dude, I guess.
Play some BDF, dude. Play at least one BDF song. Come on, man. Like, I don't know how many people know about BDF, dude, but it's fucking brutal. Like, I was like, whoa, Zach is hardcore, I saw that shit. I was like, holy fuck, what the hell?
Hey, that's what started this whole thing, man. That's what got me on this road to where I'm at right now doing this, to be honest with you. Back
I love when you your Google Pentagram Awards on the trophy. That shit's awesome, dude.
Oh, yeah. That shit cracks me up, man. I mean, it's just taking the piss out of it. I mean, it's just It's funny. Google sends you these random things like that when you're hitting high marks.
The last one you hit, like, what was it? How many million views in like a month, dude?
No. It wasn't a month. It was since we last started tracking. It's like over 6 million now. I don't know. Closing
That's cool, dude.
Getting close to 7.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I love what you do, man. I'm super grateful. You've always been a killer supporter of, Becoming, and for that we'll always be grateful, my man.
Hey, man, anytime, dude. We do what we can do, man. So tell us what's coming up next. I know you got some big plans. Is there anything that you can tell us about?
Yeah, I mean, so after we released this album last June, right? It went to number 23 of the top 30, albums on metal radio and shit, which was cool. So I was stoked about that because, one, it was a pandemic year, and two, I had a major surgery, so I was like not really doing shit. I was just kind of like, oh wow, I got the album out, but here I am in the hospital, etc. But you flash forward, after that album came out, it's been doing good. It just turned a year old in June. My goal is to hopefully, I'm roughly aiming for this June to drop another one. But in terms of what this album is going to have musically, it's going to be, more of what Becoming has always been about, and I'm up leveling it. I've got some special guest features that that I'm stoked about. Right, I got a few more in the works, but the ones that have already done tracks, right? So I got the drummer from Steel Panther, Sticks It In Ya, who is, I'm sure everybody is familiar with Sticks It In Ya and his body of work. He's just a cool fucking guy, dude, and he's so fun to work with, and the guy is brutal, dude. So the Becoming songs are like the most brutal metal drums I've ever heard this dude do. So Becoming Sticks It In Ya. He's done he's 4 or 5 songs now, and then I have another drummer by the name of Mike Tirana, who played with Yngwie Malmsteen and Tony McAlpine and, what's her name from Nightwish, I think Tarsha from Nightwish, and just, he was in Riot back in the day. And, this guy, he's like in his 60s, man. He's living over in Italy on an island, just freaking churning out like social media videos and killing it, right? He's just like this fun ass dude. And I was like, man, this guy's an OG, OG ass drummer, dude. So I reached out, we started talking, and I was like, bro, you want to do a guest feature? He's like, fuck yeah. So he finished up this instrumental song that I'm doing. It's pretty amazing. And then this was kind of like, so for this album, I'm like, I want to just play with whoever I want, right? Sort of like the Tom Petty of heavy metal thing, right? Because I'm sort of like musically non-monogamous, right? So like the traditional band isn't something I've done. Like Becoming's always been me writing everything, and I play guitar, bass, drums, piano. I play all the instruments, and then I bring in people to do other parts, occasionally, and that sort of thing. And I've had people over the years that were in the band and so on, but this album, it's like me pulling in all these different people. So on the song with Mike Tirana, I connected with I was in this band when I was 16 with these dudes, and they were older, right? And so they ended up firing me from the band. They're like, dude, you can't get into the clubs, man. You gotta go. Sorry. But I maintained a friendship, and so I'm having that bass player play on that same song with Mike Tirana. And then when I was 14, I took guitar lessons from this dude named Dave Gundacker. He used to teach at South Bay School of Music Arts here in the Bay Area. And I was like, dude, I reconnected with my old music teacher from when I was 14, dude. The guy that taught me how to fucking tune a guitar and shit, and play and stuff. And so I was like, dude, I got this song. It'd be perfect for me. I want you to do some kind of crazy Joe Satriani, Steve Vai shit, He's like, yes, please. I would love to. So it's like I'm getting all these dudes out of retirement to fucking just come in and slay it like a bunch of old school OGs, dude. So yeah, that's that. And then I got, some other things I'm working with, some crossover stuff. There's a gentleman named The Architect. He's kind of this big hip hop producer. And my friend Shimako, the Sword of the West, he did the rap part or the MC flow part on our song Loyal. And so he's going to make a reappearance on this album. So I'm going to have The Sword of the West and The Architect with this super fucking heavy song that just is going to blow people's minds. But yeah, I'm talking to some other folks as well. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm probably like 6 songs all written. And I'm just gonna keep going, man, in my own time, after working on the weekends, just get the ideas together and write the songs. So it's definitely gonna happen. I'm aiming for June, but we'll see.
Hell yeah, man! Lots of big names right there, dude. Earlier in the chat, you were talking about running into Tommy Chong at the dispensary, man. Tell us about that.
So he came to town. Like, my favorite dispensary locally is called White Fire, and they just got a great selection, never a big line, super cool, good prices. And he was doing a thing there. He's just promoting his brand. So my brother, he was like, "Hey, dude, Tommy Chong's gonna be there at your dispensary." But yeah, he was promoting his band. Tommy's fucking killing it, dude. If you see him follow him on Facebook, then his stories are the best, dude. He's out there like just trimming his warehouse full of shit. He's out there growing it and selling it and doing his thing, man. And he's always got like, cameos from people. Like Cheech is always hanging out with him and shit too. So yeah, it's good shit.
Hell yeah.
There's just people like us too. You know what I mean? It's just like super cool.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I imagine, man, it would be cool to. It would definitely be cool to get him on something, in a video or.
Do earache my eye, I think Cord did that with the shit back in the day. But yeah, dude, those guys are legend OGs in the game,
God, man, those movies, dude. Oh my God.
I heard the intro. I love how you had that.
Yeah. Got to, man. This classic shit right there.
Yeah, it's funny because like the younger generation, he's like, "Oh, you're a normal cheat." You remember I was running the sales team at the company Survey Monkey, and this is my first all millennial team experience. I'm like the oldest guy in the building. I'm 47 now, but like this was a few years back, and these dudes were coming in smoking weed and drinking all day at work, and I was like, man, that's pretty cool. Like, I wish I could have done that when I was doing your job many years ago. And I'm like, I said to the one guy, I'm like, "You're a regular Tommy Chong, huh?" He's all, "Who's Tommy Chong?" It was just funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I did sales for a while when I was living in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's funny that you mentioned that because I remember when I first moved out there and got one of those jobs doing that. That's one of the things that I noticed right away. It was like everybody was getting stoned at break, and they're coming in, and the bosses were like, "Yeah, go to lunch, have a beer, it'll be great. You'll come back, you'll be relaxed, you'll sound great." I'm like, "Hit your serious?"
Yeah, that's the way. Like sales is like that, right?
Yeah.
It's the numbers answer everything, right? So it's like, I've been fortunate. I was born and raised here in the Bay Area. I've always been in the cybersecurity space, and I was a sales guy in my early career when I was going to college and shit. And it's because when you're in a band, you're not like raking in a ton of dough, and you still gotta feed the family and keep the lights on and stuff. So I focused on that as my career, and it served me very well all these years. So that gives me the ability to be like, okay, I'm going to put out an album and do it, and I don't have to be kind of held hostage by a label or anything like that, So it's like, yeah, I do everything on my own terms. So yeah.
All right, man. Well, I got some questions for you coming in from the chatters. Thunderous asks about Shadows Fall. She said, "Do you know Jason Bittner?"
Not me. I don't know him personally, but I'm sure Zeus knows him. Jason Bittner is an amazing talent too. That guy, I love his drumming on all the Shadows Fall stuff. He's just like a cool dude. It's everything I've seen or experienced. I met him at a show one time, but like I don't have his phone number, and we're not like homies. And he probably wouldn't remember me and whatever. But so no, I don't know Jason Bittner.
All right. Next question. Lady Red wants to know, how many instruments can you play?
Okay, so guitar, bass, drums, piano, sitar, right? Mandolin, ukulele, the oud, right? Like the Turkish oud, that's like the Egyptian, Turkish, Middle Eastern guitar. Thing's cool. And then most recently I'm trying to learn the gokin, the Chinese gokin. This is like this crazy instrument that Confucius used to have back in the day, and it's just like this long smooth piece of wood. The thing is giant, and it just like has the most beautiful tone. It's all like finger picking and sliding and like harmonics, dude. Harmonics. This thing is fucking cool. So yeah, those instruments will make an appearance on the next album.
Nice.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, like 8 or 9 or something like that. Drums, yeah. And the radio, because the radio is technically an instrument for those who don't play guitars and stuff, you know. So someone ever asked you, you know, do you play an instrument? You say, yeah, I play the radio.
Hell yeah, man. She also wants to know, have you ever played in Canada, or do you want to? She's in Canada, by the way.
I've not played in Canada. I've heard Canada is absolutely amazing. They've got a lot of great bands that come out of Canada too, like from the old school thrash and stuff. And you know, love them or hate them, I particularly love them. Rush, aren't they Canadian too?
Yeah.
You know,
it's an ongoing joke in our chat room here on Metal Devastation Radio, because we have a lot of Canadian listeners and a bunch of Canadian DJs, and people are always coming in here bugging them, saying, you know, play some fucking Rush, man. They're like, no, I don't want to hear. Apparently, Rush is like one of those bands that gets played on their local radio stations there in Canada, like continuously, like over and over.
It's like our EC. You know,
that's like the last thing they want to hear. But yeah, man, Rush fucking kicks ass though, man. They got some good tunes.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to do anything, because replacing Neil Peart would be kind of hard.
Oh, God.
I imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some good stuff, man. Not all of it, but like, yeah, just technically awesome. So yeah, but I love Canada, and I have not been fortunate enough to play up there yet.
All right. She also wants to know, what do you prefer, bubble baths or showers?
Showers, man. Yeah, showers easier. You know, well, you know, it depends. Like, you know, if you got some big luxury tub and bubble bath with your wife or something, that's different, you know. But you know, I think yeah, showers is cool.
All right. Not to get personal or anything, but she also wants to know, what do you prefer, boxer briefs or nothing?
My wife and I have an ongoing argument about this, actually. So she's going to kill me for saying this, I'm sure. But I prefer nada, but I wear boxer briefs. She's like, are you wearing underwear today? I'm like, yeah. But when in the summer, it's just so fucking hot, you know? So throw on your basketball shorts and free ball it, you know? But the wintertime, definitely boxer briefs. never tidy whities.
Hell yeah. Another question, Thunderous wants to know, where do you want to go from here as a band?
It's the direction I've been going, you know, my entire, you know, musical journey, right? Like when I was, you know, in my teens and stuff, you know, I was joining other bands, and then, you know, 98, 99, I got sick of doing all the work and, you know, letting everybody else ride for free and shit. So I started my own band. I'm like, all right, I'm going to start the franchise, and I'll play with whoever I want, right? And so for me, I just want to continue to make, you know, the best music I possibly can that means something, right? And actually helps people. So becoming, you know, I always put the hashtag metal for life, right? And some people, it's almost like the Steel Panther thing where they're like, death to all but metal. And he's like, yeah. No, death to all but metal. So for me, there's a difference, right? But metal for life, like the music I make, it's designed to get you fucking fired up and to help you through this life, right? And you know, the whole concept, it's like I'm trying to push, you know, and facilitate and advocate the consciousness revolution, right? Which is, you know, hey, we're all human until the aliens get here. You know, we're all the same. We're totally, you know, not into racism and religion and politics. You know, we see the world for what it is, and you know, it's yeah. So, metal for life, consciousness revolution. You know, and my hope for the next album is I'm sort of gonna, in my mind, you know, I'm gonna make the album that Pink Floyd would have made if they had today's technology and were a metal band.
Holy
you know?
Shit.
And then had Ice Cube stop by, and you know, Joe Satriani and Steve Vai came over and got baked too.
Oh,
so,
my
like,
God.
That's what I'm aiming for. We'll see how it turns out. But early signs are good. But yeah, I'm going to continue to just, you know, do my thing with my franchise and you know, make the music I like making. And I'm just stoked at the Becoming Tribe, right? That's what we call our fans. We're like, I remember last year when I was on your show. Our Facebook page was at 1,700 likes, right? 1,700, somewhere around there.
Where's it at now?
41,000 likes and 41,000 follows. I was like, what the fuck?
That is so awesome.
So that it's resonating with them, right? Because you listen to the album, from beginning to end, and it's like a 45-minute block of just get you fired up to go out and kick life's ass, or Steel Panther, that guy Sticks It In You says, he's got this cool slogan. He says, kick today's ass in the balls and practice awesomeism. Anyhow, so long answer there, but the band is going to continue to make music, and then once they get COVID under control, it's fucked up right now. I feel so bad, all the bands that are surviving, making their living on music. It's like this last year and a half has really kind of fucked everybody up. You got a bus driver shortage in the music industry right now, right? Because everybody had to go get different jobs when touring stopped and all that, and some people are like, yo, I'm actually getting paid, and I'm home, and I got a regular simple 40-hour a week job, and I have a life now. So a lot of them didn't want to come back. So it's a trip, man. But I was always kind of the belief that the model had changed once Napster came out and the internet was there. You didn't need a label, and you don't. A lot of artists, playing gigs is great, but being a traveling T-shirt salesman, slaving away, making fucking no money, going into debt, and not being able to take care of your family, that's just bullshit. That sucks. It's like organized slavery where the label is pimping you out. So I've been offered many record deals, and I'm just like, no, it's cool. I'm good, man. I'm gonna make music when I want and release it when I want, and people are gonna dig it or not.
Hell yeah, man. Well, it's definitely your music has a positive. It definitely has a positive message to it, and I think that resonates with people. Just people are feeling it, man. That's cool.
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked, man. It gets me fired up, So. Yeah, thank you to everyone, the Becoming Tribe, all the listeners, everybody, out there digging it. Stop by our site at becoming.band and get yourself 6 free VIP song downloads. You can get those. We've got a bunch of songs up there. In the Name of God's up there. Through the Now is up there. The Storm is up there. And I think Wish and maybe even Loyal are up there. So yeah, all off the new album, and you can download them, play them loud, share them with your friends, and you can check us out on Facebook.com/BecomingBand, Twitter.com/BecomingBand, Instagram.com/TheBandBecoming, and YouTube.com/BecomingBand. It's a lot of URLs to remember, dude.
Well, fuck. Basically just Google search the band Becoming, and pretty much all that'll come up, right?
Yeah, we should be in there. There was actually a band called The Becoming a long time ago. I had to make them change their name and shit because I had the trademark, And it's they were on Tooth and Nail Records, and that was oh man, I'm an unsigned guy out here trying to do my thing, and all of a sudden, their music's popping up in my player, my music's popping up in their player. It was such a pain in the ass. So luckily, I was like, yo, dude, y'all need to change your name and take your shit down, And it happened. It was done. And so now occasionally their stuff pops up in our stuff still, but, they were cool. Their guitar player was really cool. He took it really well. The other guys in the band didn't take it so well. They wouldn't return my calls at first, and I remember they were playing in San Jose, and I was like, oh, he's playing in my hometown. Let me just go down to the club and pay him a visit. So I did, and we had a great conversation, and then it got fixed. So that just goes to show you, don't be a keyboard troll online. Don't be a fucking hater. Just be cool, man. Go talk to people when you got shit to do.
Well, man, you're talking about being unsigned and everything, and the importance of labels and stuff, and it's got me thinking. I'm sitting here looking at your CDs, and these are, it's professional as fuck, man. This does not look like
I like that description. I like that. Professional as fuck.
It is.
How is it?
It is. You open it up. You've got fucking. I don't know. It's hard to describe through.
It's an experience
without somebody seeing it. But it's an actual. It looks like something you would buy in a store. It's got everything that you want.
Yeah, man. We put a lot of work into that, in the concept. And, Sonic Revelations, my good friend, drew that album artwork. He drew like all that shit for us. He was a tattoo artist, and named Mike the Freak O'Reek. He was on Tattoo Titans and this, but I knew this guy from high school. We were like, just homeboys cutting school and goofing off. And then all those years later in 2009, he knocked that out for me. And it was funny how it came together, because I sent him the rough mix. I said, just draw whatever you want based on the album, the title Sonic Revelations, And shortly after, it was like on one of those burned CDs, right? Well, somebody broke in his car, stole all his CDs, and the only CD he had left was the burned advanced copy of Sonic Revelations. That's all he had to listen to. So he drew the album artwork. It was just crazy how that things work out, So I like to think it was, more than a coincidence, right? And then for the new album, In the Name of God, I had Melody Myers, designed by Melody. She actually does our lyric videos too, but I gave her the concept. I told her what the album was all about. I sent her all the music. I said, listen to it, see what it evokes in you, because I like to let people do their creative process, and Melody just fucking killed it, dude. So the cover, it's like this person ascending through the clouds out into the universe, fucking totally ascending, and all chakras blazing, and in the name of God, baby.
Yeah, I mean, you got this awesome album cover. You open it up, you got your lyrics, you got like a background picture in there. I mean, it's you got your thank you section, you've got all these different little notes and stuff. Like it's I remember back in the day, when CDs first started, everybody was sending out CDRs, and it was just it was in those little paper things with the plastic see-through thing, and it was just somebody writing on it with a Sharpie.
Dude, I'm one of those guys in the early years,
Yeah.
It's like, thank goodness for my job, right? Because then I can actually afford to go fucking get shit pressed, right? And get a professional package done. And it wasn't free. I didn't do it myself, but what they say is you get what you pay for too, But I used to have the label maker and sit up all night burning CDs. I can even go further back where I had a high-speed tape dubbing, cassette to cassette.
Yes.
Before CDs, where I was just ripping demos and just passing them out, back in the day, man, drawing on the fucking tapes yourself and shit, So translation is, the struggle is real, but it's different today than it was back then, right? You have more access to the things you need, but you got to be able to pay for it, and you got to be able to drive a project, There's anybody who thinks like putting out, a full package and doing all the promotion and the marketing and the production and all that, if they think it's easy, they're sorely mistaken, And so you just gotta put in the work, you gotta put in the sweat equity and fucking make your dreams come true. But
it's worth it, right? I mean, what would you say to aspiring artists out there that are listening right now, like as far as the importance of a label versus doing it like this, just 100% independent?
Well, cool thing is, if you do it all independent, you don't owe anybody anything except for when you charter them, commission them to do a service for you, and you get to keep the lion's share of it, right? But unless you're Aerosmith or I don't know, freaking Miley Cyrus or Metallica, you're not usually making a lot of money. So you got to be doing it for the love of the music, So my advice to young musicians and up and coming bands is get a fucking day job. Get a day job. Don't be a fucking deadbeat stoner that don't do shit, like get up, go to work, make your money, fucking pay your bills, and more importantly, make music that you love, right? First and foremost, right? Don't chase trends, like Becoming doesn't sound like other bands. Yeah, we got influences, but like we're fucking original, and the end of the day, because there's always so many bands out there using the same fucking drum loop now, the same fucking guitar tone off of the software, and it's just everybody's doing the same singing, and they got the same fucking unreadable logos. Yeah, it's novel and cool and shit, but build your brand. Have something to say, have a platform, use your platform for good. That's just what I think, that's how I govern myself. So, but hey, I can't tell anybody else what to do because, what I do may not be right for other people, right? So just make sure you're happy with it, and if you want to get serious about it, then do the things that grown folks got to do to get it done.
What about vinyl, man? I gotta ask you, dude. Do you have any plans of?
Get vinyl, man. I'm thinking about it. I think that when the next record is done, I'll probably do like a whole thing, like do the trifecta, vinyl collection. I'm not going to release a Metallica box set, but I've been thinking a lot about remastering some of the first stuff we did and all that kind of stuff along the way, and then putting out like some sort of package, where you get every album and this and that in vinyl. I mean, dude, the funniest shit I just saw, somebody just put out, was it Rob Zombie? He released an 8-track. There's like a limited edition fucking 8-track tape.
That is awesome.
Like, does anybody even have a fucking 8-track player now? Like,
I see them on Marketplace on Facebook all the time, dude. I'm always thinking about it. I'm like, man, that would be cool, but I don't have any 8-tracks, so.
I still got a bunch of old ass audio cassettes. I dumped most shit over the years, but like I have all the cool local band demos of mine.
Actually, I do have some 8-tracks. I do have a little old box that I got from my grandparents. It's got like some fucking Elvis 8-tracks.
Destroyer and Peter
Frampton
and Fleetwood Mac on 8-track, but I don't know if I would get an 8-track player these days. Maybe Amazon has it, I'm sure, but yeah, I'm gonna actually, I bought this thing where you convert audio cassettes to MP3s, because I can't wait to just dig into my archive and just like convert all that shit, so that'll be fun. But
cassette tapes have made a comeback too, man. I've got a bunch of cassette tapes here that people have been sending me, dude. Like it's a thing now.
Yeah, remember the Cassingle?
yeah.
You were talking about that earlier, like the B-sides, right? And that's like something I miss. You go out and you buy a tape and have the single on one side, and the back side was a B-side single that was never on that.
Yeah, Metallica did that when the Black Album first came out. Like every single that came out, they put out a single cassette tape, and on the B-side it had a live track on it, and it was from one of those shows that they did. And I remember when I heard that one on the B-side of Wherever I May Roam, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, on And Justice for All they put out a single, right? I think it was Enter Sandman. Like the B-side was what the fuck was that song? Bread Fan. Yeah, I think it was Bread Fan or some shit like that. But yeah, that's that fun stuff, you make it like kind of special, right? It's like, I think fans appreciate when you put thought into it, right? Because if people are believing in your stuff, like my daughter, dude, she likes a band. She'll buy like 4 copies of the album. She's like, I'm just trying to support the band. I was like, wow, that's fucking cool, So yeah, you're not gonna make a lot of money in the business, but just do it right and do right by people, do right by your fans, and the people you work with. That's my advice. And do it for the love, not for the money. If you want fucking, what is it, that guy Macklemore, or who is it? Some rapper. He's got a thing. So if I did it for the money, I'd have been a fucking lawyer.
Right. Oh yeah, man. All right. Well, I'm about out of questions for you. Is there anything else you want to let the people know?
We appreciate you. Join the Becoming Tribe. Be part of the consciousness revolution. Keep tuning into Metal Devastation Radio and showing your support. And just be safe out there. Enjoy life to the fullest as much as you can. Life is short. Fucking kick today's ass in the balls. Every day. Get up and go do it.
Hell yeah, Jason.
So I have a couple questions for you.
All right, man, shoot.
So you got started in the early years. I mean, like, how many bands are you working with on like a weekly basis, dude? Like, I mean, MDPR is no joke.
It's fuck. I don't know. I don't even know, dude. It's getting quite. I mean, I'm losing count, man. Total, I think. Sent out something like 400 and I don't know, somewhere over 400 different campaigns or promos since I started last year.
Those are all the smart bands. See?
Yeah.
Kudos to them. Yeah, for real.
I mean, it wasn't something that I planned. I mean, like, I had been contacted a few times by advertisers through the years from doing the blog on the website, where they wanted to pay for pay for what they call guest posts, where they'll send you something and they'll pay for it. I'm like, oh, okay, like people actually pay to get featured on your website. That's cool, and that kind of opened the door to that. And then a couple bands emailed me and asked me if I would, like how much I would charge to send out an email blast or post a feature or something like that. And I was like, okay, this is actually
$1 million.
Yeah, but I mean, it put the thought in my head. And then when the pandemic hit and I got quarantined from work and I was out of work for about 10 weeks, they messed something up on my unemployment and I didn't get paid for like 8 weeks.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, luckily I had some savings, but like I was starting to freak out, man. Like I got kids and I got a family and everything, so I just started thinking, like what the fuck can I do to start making some kind of money while I'm at home stuck here, and I'm like, well, I got this website, I got the radio station, I got all these people that know me, that seem to like what I have to say, or they, at least they act like they do or whatever, so I'm like, maybe I'll just throw this out there and see if it works, and after those bands messaged me and asked me that, I was like, okay, let's just do this, let's see if it works. And
honest day's pay for an honest day's work, man, and you're out there killing it, bro. So
it works. I mean, obviously, like what you're telling me, it's just people are constantly telling me thank you and telling me that it's really doing something. So it's, at first, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know if it was really gonna do something. I was just throwing caution to the wind and doing Hail Mary.
Action from your efforts, dude. Like next month we have an interview and a review and all that coming out in Metalized Zine, which is like this big, like one of the bigger metal magazines over in Denmark, right? And it's like, so I'm like, wow, fuck, that's cool, And then like all the different interviews and the features and stuff on different websites syndicating our content. That's just like it's not realistic to think, oh man, I could spend all the time doing this shit myself, right? There's like, you always gotta like delegate, and for me, I like to give people that are proficient in their role the responsibility, and I'm happy to pay them for it, because that's the thing, that's what makes the difference. Money talks, bullshit runs the marathon,
Yeah, for sure.
Counts. And MDPR gets results. Boom.
And I'll tell you, it was pretty easy whenever I was off work. But then when they called me back, then it was like, now I'm 8 hours at the factory during the day, and then I come home, eat dinner with the family, spend time with the kids a little bit for a couple hours, and then it's back at it, for another till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, sending out emails.
I know you're eating good too, because your girl, she got the garden going, bro. Like other pictures on Facebook, I was like, damn, I thought my pepper garden was something to like be proud of and shit. I got like 8 pepper plants and shit, and all of a sudden she got like everything, bro. So you eating good.
Oh yeah,
good.
She's got a green thumb, man. I keep telling her, if they ever legalize weed here in Tennessee, holy shit, man.
Yeah, fuck. I think it'll come. I think it'll come soon. I mean, that's like the least of their problems. Should pot be legal? There's so much other shit going on right now. It's just like crazy. I watch the news and I'm like, I got to turn this shit off. Go turn on some heavy metal and go play some music and just do it. So, hey, good shit, Zach. I'm super grateful. Anything you ever need, Becoming's got your back, dude. And, thank you so much for having us on the show. And thanks to all the listeners and the folks out there, metal for life, baby.
Same to you, man. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. And before I let you go, can I get you to make us another station tag?
Fuck yeah.
All right. Whenever you're ready, say something like, this is Becoming, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
You got it. What's happening, people? This is Jason from the band Becoming, and you are listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Fuck yeah, dude. Like a pro, man.
Crank it up. I should have got your tagline in there too, man.
I'll edit it in, dude.
All right, I'll do it again real quick.
All right, go ahead.
This is Jason from the band Becoming, and you're listening to Zach Moonshine on the Metal... fuck it. I fucked it up, dude. It's too much.
Take 3.
All right. What's up, everybody? This is Jason from the band Becoming. You are listening to Metal Devastation Radio. Crank it up.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to blast some Becoming for these motherfuckers so they can go crazy, all right?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jason. We'll talk to you later, brother.
Right on. Keep it up, Zach. Take care, man.
Cheers. There you have it, folks. Jason from the band Becoming, live right here on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation fucking Radio. Like I said earlier, put your speakers in your windows, put them in your front lawns, put them in your neighbor's driveway. If you're living in the basement, tape your speakers to the ceiling so your fucking parents go nuts. I mean, whatever you gotta do, man, make everybody around you hear this shit, because it's fucking metal. It's supposed to be heard loud, and it's supposed to be heard proud. And, you know, I mean, you guys know how we fucking roll, man. That's what we gotta do. Reach out, grab the volume knob, and crank that motherfucker. This is Becoming Wish.